Hi, Terry. I'm Erica. I'm your student nurse today.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm okay.
Okay.
Doing all right.
Okay. Well, is it okay if we talk about your smoking today?
Yeah, I mean, do you think it's a big problem? Or
I do. I have some concerns. I think it might be good maybe just to have the conversation and get it all out there and see where we go from there.
Okay, I think that's all right.
Okay, can you tell me about your smoking? Like, how long have you been doing it? How it makes you feel? Things like that.
Well, let's see. Well, I've been smoking for about 10 years now. I typically smoke about 2 packs a day, unfiltered. I don't know. I think it just makes me feel good. I just like that it reduces my stress. I kind of get more relaxed when I smoke. So that's kind of like why I've been doing it for so long.
Right. And so you've been smoking for about 10 years and
Yes.
it really helps with your mood and like your stress and things like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a history of depression, so on days where I'm just, feeling blue or just, I don't know, I'm just kind of down in the dumps, smoking, I think I do like rely on smoking to kind of like help relieve those symptoms and just try to like feel better about myself, and it usually does help.
Okay, so one of your concerns with your depression, you feel like smoking does kind of help you manage that?
Yeah.
Have you received any other therapy for depression, or how do you think your depression is aside from smoking generally?
I think I do a good job in like keeping it intact. I do have some friends from support groups that we talk on a regular basis, but in the back of my mind, I feel like smoking kind of just like keeps me like stable and grounded though.
Okay.
So I'm not sure how it would work if I stopped smoking,
So you are concerned if you were to stop smoking that your depression might become worse?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I am worried about your smoking, how it could affect your health.
Okay.
Do you have any other health concerns aside from depression that you're kind of concerned with about smoking?
Well, I do have asthma. I'm not really sure what medications I'm on, but I take a couple medications for the asthma, but I've noticed that the more I smoke, the worse the symptoms get. So like sometimes I have like shortness of breath or just like the tightness in my chest. My dad, he also did die of lung cancer. He was a smoker, so I'm not sure about cancer and genetics and stuff like that, but that's always been a huge concern of mine as well.
Wow, that must be pretty scary. I'm sorry about your dad.
Yeah, thank you.
That's really tough. As far as your asthma and smoking definitely does exacerbate asthma symptoms. So your shortness of breath, your trouble breathing, the tightness in your chest, that's probably more so related to smoking right now. And then also as far as genetics, lung cancer, did your dad smoke?
Yeah.
Okay, so lung cancer was probably more so related to his smoking. But that is a concern, of course, because you do smoke as well. So that is something that, of course, we want to think about it. It's something that could happen in the future. And so we want to do what we can now to help prevent that.
Okay.
Can I offer you some advice?
Yeah.
It could be a really good idea if you consider cutting down your smoking.
Okay.
Do you have some concerns about that right now? Or
I do, just because, like I told you, I just feel like it reduces my stress and it makes me in such a better mood. And I just don't know how it's going to affect my emotions if I'm stopping.
Okay. So that kind of like unpredictability of everything kind of makes you nervous about it.
Yeah, it makes me very nervous.
Okay. So what are some pros to smoking, do you think?
I really, I kind of talked about them. I just really like how it makes me feel. It relaxes me. I think it helps manage my depression a little bit. And I feel like it is like a habitual thing. I am just so used to doing it. I've never really thought about changing it just because it's just been a part of my life for so long.
Okay. So basically you smoke because it is a habit, makes you feel better, especially with your depression, helps you manage that. What do you think are some cons to smoking?
Well, we talked about like the health risks, which I'm aware of. So like we talked about the asthma, my dad dying of lung cancer, but I can't see my niece. My brother won't allow me to see my niece when I am smoking because he doesn't want me smoking around her.
Right.
And then if I am like with her and I want to smoke, she's young. I can't just leave the room or go outside. So it is hard not being able to see her as often just because I feel like my day is so based around when I'm going to smoke and stuff like that. And So that's a huge downfall, definitely.
So aside from like the health concerns that you have, and especially with your dad's history, you're also concerned about how it could affect your family and your relationship with it. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's pretty serious concerns. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being you are not going to quit at all, you're not even thinking about it, and 10 being you're ready to quit today, what would you give yourself?
I would say probably a 4.
A 4? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty good rating. Why? You could have said like a 1 or a 2. How come you didn't?
I think I didn't say a 1 or a 2 just because I am aware of the health risks, and obviously I don't like the asthma feelings. I am worried about lung cancer, especially because of my dad. So I think with those health risks, it just makes me a little bit more ready to change.
Okay, well that's good to hear. What would it take, do you think, for you to be at a 9 or a 10 in your readiness to quit smoking?
I think it would just kind of be discussing the plans, like kind of like just setting in motion, because since, again, like I told you, it's such a habit, I've never really thought about how to stop it and how to not do it. So I think if just discussing ways to not smoke, I think that would really help just kind of like get things rolling kind of thing.
Absolutely. So really you're just looking for someone to kind of, give you that little push that you
just
need.
Just kind of the push, the guidance,
right.
And just kind of like help me out.
And some concrete things versus you're so worried about the unpredictability of it all.
Exactly.
Okay, well, we can definitely do it today.
Okay.
What steps do you think you can take to cut down?
Well, I think a huge one is I have 2 different groups of friends. One group, we love to go out, we love to party, we like going to bars, drink, smoke. But then my other group of friends, we kind of just hang out in sweats, watch movies, we like to work out. So I feel like my 2 groups of friends are complete opposites.
Okay.
And I think I tend to hang out more with my smoking friends just because it's something I enjoy to do, is smoking. So when I'm with them, I think I do it more often. So I think maybe even just discussing with them that I want to cut back, or even kind of hanging out more with my non-smoking friends, I think that would be a huge added bonus.
Yeah, and especially because, you don't want to lose those friendships with those friends who you have who do like to go out. So maybe even just like talking to them about it. And you could even go as far as to like kind of let them know what you're doing and like encourage them to do the same. That's obviously never a bad thing to encourage them to quit smoking. So that's a great idea. And I think like making sure that they understand what you're going through to help them kind of like help you through it and support you while still maintaining those friendships. And then also I think like hanging out with those friends who do like to hang out in sweats and just kind of relax would be a really good idea too. Especially because like maybe you've been spending more time with the other group, you could spend more time with this group, become closer. And that's a really good idea. How about like you're interested in like in kind of like therapy groups or things like that? How does that sound to you?
I don't think I would mind doing a therapy group. I also think a good person I could talk to would probably be my mom.
Okay.
She's a non-smoker. She lives a very healthy life, and I think after like my dad died, our relationship kind of hindered. So I think like in addition to therapy groups, maybe just establishing a good relationship with my mom would also help. Just kind of help me with my emotions and trying to get my life back.
Yeah, and absolutely. So like you said, with the therapy groups, I can definitely get you some resources on that and some information. Those are really helpful to people because you're with people who are going through the same things and feeling the same emotions that you are, so it's very therapeutic. But as far as talking to your mom, I mean, you could also talk to her about like what it was like living with your father who, did go through this, because I mean, you wouldn't want to put anyone else through that, so that's another good perspective to get on it, so that's a great idea. So I think one thing that we could do is we should really consider maybe quitting in like the next 2 weeks, and I can give you a call, we can talk about it. How does that sound to you?
It's nerve-wracking, but I think just like talking with you today, I think I am more ready to change just because we've kind of like talked things through, but I think 14 days, I think I can do it.
Okay, and that is like a measurable goal that we can kind of like hold you accountable to. And if you want, I can even give you a call and we can talk about it.
What time is your meeting out?
Soon.
Okay, because there's another meeting here in 5 minutes.
Okay.
I definitely think a phone call would help just to kind of remind me, and just maybe just like discussing more plans and just talking it out would help.
Okay, can we schedule a follow-up visit for that? I'd love to talk to you and hear about your progress.
Yeah, of course.
All right, sounds great. Thank you, Katie.
Yeah, thank you.